Again, thank you for being here. I really appreciate you taking the time to come and hear about the new program that we have on offer from the IB. I am very, very excited about it. And I think it's going to offer a great pathway to university for many of our students that we haven't been able to offer in the past. So the purpose of this evening is to give a general introduction, come on in, is to give a general introduction to the career program, what it is, who it's for, and what students get out of it. And then from that sort of general introduction and how that fits in at GIS, I'll pass it over to our lovely friends here from SUMAS, who will give us an example of what that program might look like in the area of sustainable business. So starting with the general, sort of narrowing to GIS, and then narrowing to one of the career partners that I'm very, very excited to bring in. So I have with me here today Dr. Ivana Modena, is that pronunciation? And Mr. Joachim, I'm not going to try the last name, Mr. Joachim. So they're here with us all the way from Switzerland to help us understand the career program in sustainable business that we're really, really excited about. So we'll try to save some, or we will save some time, we try, and we'll be successful in saving time at the end for questions and answers. So if you do have any questions, do feel free to throw up your hand, and if we get to a stopping point, we can answer some questions. I think it might be a really good idea if we pause after the general introduction to sort of answer any questions that have to do with the general CP program before we get into the SUMAS piece, if that makes sense. Okay? You're going to hear some new terms here. Some of you might actually believe we're taking on this program just to add acronyms, but that's not the case. They just come along with the business. So you're going to hear some new things like CRS partner, that's a career-related service partner. That's sort of the universities that we partner with to offer the program. You hear CP, which is the career program, and you should think of that as a brother or a sister to the DP, which is the diploma program. So part of what I'm going to do today is sort of differentiate between those two programs and try to answer any questions before you ask them, and then answer after you ask them if I haven't answered them already. So without further ado, the biggest question is, what is the career program? So essentially, it is a mechanism supported by the IB at over 200 IB schools across the planet in, I think, over 24 different countries now, where high schools partner with universities, where we are offering university courses in the high school, giving university credit and taught by university professors where possible. So it is one of the things that I really want to sort of get on the side right now, is that this is definitely a pathway to university. In fact, it's a way to get a foot into university before ever leaving high school. So that's one thing that I really want to make clear. Right? It's a pathway to university, and it's designed for students who really know what they want to do. Right? This wasn't me in high school, it wasn't me in university for that matter. But many students do know already. They're passionate about the direction they want to go, they know what they want to do, and they're eager to get started. Those are the students that this program is going to benefit. So in high school, they can start down that path towards sustainable business, or international sports management, or aeronautics, or art and design. So it's about creating opportunities for students to begin their path to their career earlier. There's some similarities and some differences to the diploma program. Our wonderful communications department put this together. It's an excellent sort of summary of how the diploma program and the career program are similar and different. So with the diploma program on your left, you'll see, and many of you will be familiar with this, you'll have had children go through it in the past or have already looked into it. The diploma program is a really, really good academic program designed to give students a well-rounded education in all the different areas. So they choose 6 different diploma courses from all 6 different groups. There are some nuances there, which I'll get into later if you have questions, but essentially you have to take math, you have to take 2 different languages, you have to take a science, you have to take a human science, individual societies, and you have the option of taking a fine art. Right? So that's the 6 different DP courses. After that, there's a core with the theory of knowledge. There's the CAS, which everybody should be familiar with because it's similar to our GIS CAS that students use from grade 9 up. And then there's an extended essay, which is a 4,000-word research paper. Okay? So that's the sort of unifying piece there. The way I like to think about it, the way that makes sense to me is this college-level coursework. Okay, the diploma program offers work at the college level. It is as difficult as college. Okay? We've redesigned it, we've changed the pedagogy, we've made it more accessible to high school students, which is where we get the success. You can't have a teacher delivering a lecture in a room like this for 3 hours in a day and expect a high school student to be successful there. So the teaching strategies are changed, but it is rigorous and academic work at a university level. Right, so I've gone over this piece. Both of them share that rigor, both of them share a core, both of them share the university pathway, both of them share a language development piece, service learning, and both internal and external assessments. By that I mean assessments that are marked by the teacher and assessments that are marked by outside moderators from the IB. Now the unique program, the career-related program, is way more flexible. I wasn't going to say way, but I'll say it. It's a lot more flexible than the diploma program. It allows students to choose between 2 and 3 diploma courses. So they do still have to take diploma subjects. So they might choose math or English. But they do only take 2 or 3 of those. They choose whether they want to be at standard level or higher level, so it's up to the student. And they choose which one, so they don't have to pick one, obviously, from all 6 groups, because they get to choose 2 or 3. So for example, a student going into sustainable business might choose the economics and, I don't know, business, probably. Business studies, yeah, business management, right? A student going into art and design might choose one of the fine art subjects and business, or some other combination. That's partly going to be dependent on what they need for their high school graduation, so there will have to be discussions around what subjects they're choosing. But once they satisfy those requirements, it's really up to them. The core pieces for the career program include a personal and professional skills course, which is designed to get students ready to work in a professional environment. Right? They've taken the action and the creativity out and focused on service learning. Their reflective project is similar to the extended essay. It's a 4,000-word research project, but it is about an ethical dilemma in the field of study that they're interested in. So if you're interested in international sports management, you identify a dilemma, the student identifies a dilemma and then explores that dilemma from multiple perspectives. There's also more flexibility in how you do that. It doesn't have to be a 4,000-word essay, as the extended essay is. It can be a 1,000-word essay and a presentation, or a 1,000-word essay and something else. In the arts, that might be a movie, right? Something like that. And this is where the confusion sort of comes in. It's focused on vocational skills, but that doesn't mean welding and building tables, right? Vocational skills in this sense is a career-related focus, right? So in art and design, it might be focused on photography, right? Sustainable business, it may be focused in on sustainable tourism. Right? We'll talk about that a little bit later. The key difference is the concentration versus the general sort of diploma. Right? That's the main difference, and that's what I hope you'll take away from today, is the idea that it's much more flexible. I also want you to understand that there's not one program that's easier than the other. This was not a reaction from the IB to create an easier alternative to the diploma. That's not what it is. It is as difficult as the diploma. It's just different. It allows specialization. In fact, because many of our partners include e-learning, it may actually take a higher level of organization and planning on the part of the student in order to be successful. Of course, we support here at the school. We'll have coordinators helping the student work along meeting deadlines, but they're not seeing a teacher as frequently as they would. if they were taking regular diploma courses taught by just teachers. So here's basically the summary. I want to get some of this language out of the way for you. So there's different levels. The CRS is the partner, the career-related services, or pardon me, studies. These are the classes that are offered by our partners. And you'll hear about those in a moment from Sustainable Business. Right? Different CRS partners will offer different subjects towards different specialties or areas of focus. The diploma program courses or classes, those are picked from GIS. They're already on offer here. They just simply slip into a couple of the DP courses or 3 courses and take those as if they would as if they were a diploma student. Nothing changes there. And then there's the core, which the diploma has as well. It's just a little bit different from the diploma core. So that's a summary of the differences there. Any questions on that so far? I know I'm not that clear, so if you do have questions, absolutely track me down and send me an email or ask for a meeting, and I'll clarify any of those things at any time. Okay. Yeah. Sure, yeah. Can I explain the IB diploma program classes again? So if a student's going for the IB diploma, they're required to take 6 courses. And 3 of those are at higher level, and 3 of those are at standard level. So it's very strict about what they're allowed to take. They can choose which one's higher and which one's lower, but they have to take 3 high and 3 standard level. The career program only requires students to take 2 or 3 of those. So it's not all 6. And they can choose which subjects they take. They can take 2 from the same group if they want, right? If as long as they still satisfy the GIS high school graduation requirement. Does that make sense? Okay. Sure. Sure. They give them this thing to carry around and keep giving it on the table. There you go. Thank you. A good question about the vocational skills. Is that just a general list of skills that students can choose from, or do we give a list of subjects? What will happen is the CRS partner, so the career-related studies partner, the university that we're working with, will tell us what courses are offered, right? So on a certain pathway, and this is why we have our wonderful SUMAS partners here to run through this example, they will have certain university classes that are focused on those specific skills. And I'll leave a discussion of what those are, but depending on the pathway that you choose, if you choose international sports management, you will be given courses specifically on those skills, right? If you choose sustainable business, your subjects will deal specifically with the skills required to be successful as a sustainable business major. Does that make sense?
But if something is not on the list, and if student wishes to say, for example, students that I want to learn privately,
yeah.
Let the school go out and find out.
Thank you. Yes, if something is not on the list, you tell me what you're looking for. Okay? Part of my job is to go out and find that for you. Right? That may be from a different CRS partner if required, or it's possible our CRS partners are very, very flexible and they can say, you know what, we can keep you in this stream, in this pathway, but we'll take out this course and put that one in because that's the one that you seem most interested in. So yeah, there's still a choice there. Yeah.
Just curious, let's say if the partners are in the written customers or in the work something like this.
Credit-wise? Yeah. Yes. I'll leave that to an example here. They have a wonderful example of that. Yes. So the question was, if are the university credits that are awarded, are they transferable to other universities in different regions? Yes. Yes. And SUMAS is a wonderful example of that. So I'll leave that for them, and then we'll come back with more questions on that if you have more. Yeah.
It looks like in the DP, the students have bigger options with regards to their university courses, of course, they already have a path, a track. But if they see our career-related pathways, they have to be sure of the career that they want to have. But, of course, they are senior students, 17, 18 years old. What if at 19, 20, 21, 22, they change their track? Will their courses be, going down the drain because of the option that they choose today?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I am particularly well positioned to answer that question because I had like 5 different majors at university. It's not because I got them all, I just switched a lot. So you laugh, my parents don't. But how do I explain this? So these are university credits acquired by the students. So when they finish the course, they get the university credit for that course, and they're able to use that credit for entrance into universities. Now, a lot of those courses will then transfer to different universities or different programs as, I'm not sure what they call them. Joe's looking at me like I'm an idiot because he knows the term for this, I'm sure. But when you're taking one program, although you need some courses outside of that program to finish up the degree, those kinds of things, elective. Thank you very much. Who's my hero here? Oh, there she is. Yeah. Right. So they can still transfer as electives. And you also might see some which transfer to different degrees but are still relevant. For example, sustainable business offers courses on leadership, for example, which is also multiplies across different areas of study. So no, they're not locked in forever. A lot of those courses transfer around to different universities for different things. So that brings us to the partners that we have and to Sumas for this evening's talk. So we've got sustainable business, art and design, international sports management, and aeronautics and engineering. The one and the focus for tonight, which I'm super proud to introduce, is a partnership with Sustainability Management School, allowing students to complete 2 years of university study through e-learning. And I will leave that for our wonderful friends to come up and talk about. And if you have any questions of me, certainly jot them down, and we'll have a little bit of time at the end for some more questions. Is that okay? So without further ado, I'll welcome up our friends, Joachim and Ivana. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks a lot, Dana.
Thanks a lot for inviting us. It's really a pleasure to be here. And thanks for coming this evening to know more about our career-related studies program. My name is Ivana Modena. I'm the founder of the Sustainability Management School. We have bachelor, master, and doctoral program in Switzerland and in Italy, in Milan. We have developed this career-related studies program that is based on our bachelor courses. So we teach business, and we teach also the applications. And the application for us is related to sustainable practices. I leave the word to you, to explain better in detail what we do. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Welcome, all of you. I'm always nervous when I hold a microphone like this because I feel like I'm dropping it or I do something strange to it. So, welcome to this presentation about our CRS, the SUMAS CRS. I work in the academic department of the Sustainability Management School, and I run the academic operations across our 3 campuses. When we say 3 campuses, we mean our campus in Switzerland, it's between Geneva and Lausanne, kind of halfway. Our second campus is in Milan, it's a city campus, and the third campus is our online campus. We run online programs since the year 2014, and next year we're going to launch our online bachelor program, which is new to us and new for everyone associated with us. We are the first business school in the world to launch bachelor and MBA programs with a focus on sustainability management. That happened 10 years ago, and 10 years later we have added campuses, different majors, and also the CRS program. But that story we started in 2016. We're going to talk about that. Our motto is inspiring innovative leaders. Inspiring because we want everyone, our students, our staff, our faculty, to inspire others to move business, society, organizations onto a more responsible pathway. Innovation is always linked to sustainability because it means to challenge the status quo, to produce better products and services, to advance as a society as such. And leadership is one of the key pillars of our business school because still it takes a lot of leadership skills to convince others to start moving into that direction. These are a few pictures of our Swiss and our Milan campus. They're both amazing campuses. Your students, your kids are very lucky to be able to be students at a place like JIS, which is an amazing campus. It's our first time that we're here, and we're very, very blown away by all the facilities that JIS is offering your students. Our campuses are, the one in Switzerland is located between Geneva and Lausanne. It's very close to the international airport as well. Is a sustainable building. It's one of Europe's most sustainable buildings. It's LEED Platinum certified, and it's a building in which a lot of sustainability itself is happening. Around us are international organizations. We always try to find an ecosystem in which our educational mission is supported. And the same is true for our Milan campus. We are here located in the city. It's a city campus, so both campuses have a bit of a different vibe. The one in Switzerland is surrounded by nature. The lake in the mountains is right there. And the one in Milan is a city campus integrated to a metropolitan city. And our Milan campus is located in an innovation and technology and sustainability center in Milan city. Our Swiss campus, there is the main organizations hosted on our campus is the International Union for Conservation of Nature. It was founded in 1948. It's the highest environmental policymaker in the world. The World Wildlife Fund International is headquartered in our building, and Ramsar, the Convention of Wetlands. We have a lot of wetlands, a lot of rivers, and seas and oceans here in Indonesia, so there's also protected wetlands here in this country. Just a few more pictures of our campus. In Milan, we have we are also in this innovations center of Milan. There's a lot of creative minds, especially in the fashion industry, and we offer a bachelor's in sustainable fashion management. These are the 5 bachelor specializations we are offering. Why I'm explaining this, coming from a bachelor perspective, is because our CRS program is designed according to those choices and courses. So our CRS, the CRS we teach to students, is academic based on our academic Bachelor of Business Administration major courses. There is sustainability management, which is the most general one. There is sustainable hospitality management. There is sustainable tourism management, finance and digital innovation, and sustainable fashion management. So those 5 majors is what we offer on the bachelor level and also on the CRS level. And that's why the CRS students are earning credits towards university and also can specialize already in one of those fields. Just a little bit about the job market. It's usually a question, so we get a lot from parents when it comes to why should my child study for Bachelor of Business Administration in Sustainability Management. Just to give you a quick overview. In 2017, the job market worldwide that was looking for the skill sustainability and business was around 50,000 jobs. If you do the same search this year, it's 214,000 jobs worldwide. The job market with employers looking for the skill sustainability has quadrupled in 5 years and will continue to grow. The International Labour Organization, based in Geneva, is predicting another 24 million jobs by the year 2030. That's a clear indicator of where the job market is going and what employers are looking in their future graduates to bring to their business and to their organization. We are a CRS strategic provider. Our CRS story started in the year 2016 with a school in Geneva, and then we scaled the program from there. We are one of the 6, the IB has 6 strategic providers worldwide, and we are one of them. This is the timeline of the CRS studies. The students are starting with a course called Fundamentals of Sustainability. And it has a course code here. It has a BSUS 101 course. That's the foundation course of our Bachelor of Business Administration. At the beginning, we want to make sure that all the students have the same understanding, the same concepts, what sustainability actually means before they continue their journey on the SUMA CRS. Then we introduce leadership, because leadership is one of our key pillars, and it's very important when in business and sustainability. And already in year one, the students start working on their projects. That is the core of the CRS, is students starting to work on practice-oriented projects together with industry partners. That gives them the exposure and the collaboration and the feedback from the industry to be ready-made high school graduates who can become successful managers in the future. They continue their project journey and keep working on their project until the end of the year number two when they graduate. We introduce another course. It's called Sustainable Innovation. So innovation and sustainability are the same thing, and nowadays for us it's more important to understand how we can rejuvenate products and services, how we can invent new products and services in order to make them more sustainable and more responsible than they used to be. The concept of sustainability, I'm not going to spend too much time on that. This is maybe more interesting also for our students. So we expose them and introduce the key concepts of sustainability and answer the question, what does it actually mean, this concept of sustainability? Leadership, we'll talk a lot about leadership styles and how to apply those different leadership styles in different operations and situations in order to make informed and successful decisions. And sustainable innovation. And why do I have orange peel, a pile of orange peel here on that slide? It's this lady, Enrica Arena here, is one of our professors for sustainable fashion design. And I met Enrica Arena at the trade show 4 years ago. And she's started a company and the process that is turning orange peel into fabric. So she's turning a bio-waste into a valuable product. And this is considered to be part of the circular economy, part of the green economy. And there's so many examples out there of companies and services and innovative minds who have designed processes and products that are more sustainable than conventional products. This is a video. We'll give those slides to Darren, and then you can watch, maybe watch with your kids, and you can release all the videos that we have in this presentation. It is a video about the Fairphone, which is one of the most sustainable phones, mobile phones you can have. And these are just to give some examples of the concepts or the projects that the students would be working on. For the sake of time, we're not going to show it now, but we can watch it later on. The applied component pathways. These are all the pathways we are presently offering. But as Darren mentioned, we're also open to introduce new pathways. And the first pathway that we offered was nature conservation. Then we added sustainable hospitality, sustainable culinary art, sustainable tourism, sustainable finance and digitalization, and sustainable fashion. So we have designed those pathways along to address issues in specific industries and to create quite a bit of choice for students to specialize in a field that they maybe would like to work later on. But again, this list can be expanded and extended. The beauty about sustainability is it's multidisciplinary. It's now in all industries, from chemical to FMCG to architecture to all industries have now sustainability integrated into their business. And most companies are now designing their strategy around sustainability and achieving sustainability goals. So this is why sustainability is a very flexible and multidisciplinary topic, and these pathways are not the end yet. This is just where we are at the moment. Nature conservation, this gentleman here is one of our MBA alumni. He's a veterinarian and did his MBA with us because he's the managing director of the Biopark in Geneva, which is a conservation-based zoo. And he came to us doing his MBA. He said, I don't know anything about managing people, budgets, marketing. I know everything about animal health, but I need an MBA in order to be successful in my new job. So students, we've had students working with him in the Biopark in Geneva on a project, on a CRS project. There's also a video of him. It's a great video where he's explaining how important biodiversity is for business and where the intersection is between business and nature. Sustainable fashion. This, I think we all agree that the fashion industry worldwide has some issues, and we are there with our students, or what we have designed, our curriculum is there to address those issues, to give students the skills and the knowledge to facilitate change in this industry. So we have many students who take this particular pathway. We have a campus which is immersed in the fashion industry and in a very innovative area in Milan. Our students worked in this pathway on a project with Panerai, is a Swiss watch brand of the Richemont Group, and there they work with the managers of Panerai on a sustainability project over the duration of the 1.5 years of their project. So this is what it actually looks like. When the students are joining the CRS, already in the first 6 months of their studies, they think about which industry partner would I like to develop a project with. A meaningful, for us it means a meaningful sustainability business project. And this can be very flexible. We've had students working with hotels, with fashion partners, with the finance industry, with FMCG partners, and so on and so on. This can be either local school partners that are already here in your community. This can be partners from our network that we're bringing the students together with, or this can be also someone from within your community who would, and the students would like to develop a project with them. So there's quite a bit of flexibility for the students to develop a project that they would like to do, and something that they feel passionate about. Is a fashion brand that is collecting plastic bottles from the ocean and is turning it into a resource, into fabric. And these are, just to give you some ideas of what does sustainability and circular economy actually mean, and what are some of the projects and companies that the students are working with in collaboration. Sustainable hospitality, sustainable culinary art is a fast-growing industry. Sustainability, so hospitality is everywhere, and the hospitality industry also has a good opportunity to also work with guests, educate guests on topics of sustainability and hospitality. These are our students in our partner school in Chiang Mai, working with a local hotel, the general manager of the hotel, on a sustainability project. And this is what it really looks like. Students going there, being exposed to managers, receiving feedback from their peers, students, but also from experienced managers on their project. The students really enjoy those experiences because it really means having a look into behind the scenes, meeting the people who run the business and learning from them and getting feedback on their first industry project that they developed. We've worked with many different hotel brands. We've visited sustainable hotels in Thailand together with the students. We're always looking for the leaders in these industry fields, and we're exposing the students to those. Sustainable finance and digitalizations. The finance industry is moving is moving strongly into that field, investing heavily into sustainable investments, moving away from conventional investments, and so forth. So you're talking about private equity. Yes, there is also private equity as part of that course. Again, I spare you the videos, but you can watch them all when Darren is providing you the slides. These are a couple of photos of our experiential camp. As a business school, we are very practice-oriented, and we take the students each year to 1 week traveling into a specific country. And this experiential camp is also open for the CRS students if they would like to join. It's not a mandatory part of the program, but it is an optional part. We've been to Bhutan with the students to study gross national happiness. We were in Iceland to study sustainable tourism management. We went to Costa Rica to study clean energy and biodiversity. We went to Thailand. Thank you. We went to Thailand to an area in Doi called Doi Tung. It's part of the Marshall Wayne Foundation, and worked on social entrepreneurship and sustainable fashion. So always practice orientation is not only, that's why the CRS for us makes also so much sense, because as a business school we're already very practice oriented, and this network, this experience we're bringing into the CRS. Students study in a global classroom. What does it mean? Now that we have 100 CRS students enrolled into our program, we create what we call global classrooms. We are clustering schools, if they want, together with schools from other countries, so the students meet students from other countries, from other schools, and discuss business and sustainability in a global classroom. The distance learning, yes, but for us distance learning or e-learning means a 45 minutes live session with one of our teachers in a video conference per week, and that makes a huge difference. Because our teachers have an opportunity to check in with the students on a regular basis. They make sure that they go smoothly through the program. They create discussions, online discussions in this live session, where the students can discuss their projects with students from other countries, from other schools. And that really creates a value and also a lot of fun for the students to stay engaged and to receive feedback from many different perspectives. This is what this essentially looks like. And the CRS students going through our program can fast track into our bachelor. That means students who are going through our CRS already achieve 21 US credits. For us, this translates into 7 courses, and 7 courses means 1 semester. So instead of finishing their Bachelor of Business Administration in 3 years, they finish in 2.5 years in either of our campuses. Because the academic programs in Switzerland or in Italy are exactly the same. This is what the CRS certificate and the credit transcript looks like. As a CRS student, when they, at the end of their CRS studies, they will be awarded with a diploma from the IB, with a certificate from our side, and the credit transcript. Altogether, this creates together with this career-related experience that they have done in 2 years, creates a very valuable experience and a package for them to apply at higher education institutions and to be ready to study at business schools and universities. This is a slide of universities and business schools where our CRS students have gotten into. Sorry, I moved aside. Is business schools and universities from all over the world and in many different countries. Very prestigious institutions such as the King's College in London, the University of Toronto, the École Hôtelière de Lausanne. And why our students are getting into these prestigious universities and business schools, it is because they come with academic experience already, 21 credits, and something that creates a special, they come with a project a meaningful project that they have developed, and many of the admissions departments of universities are considering these projects as very valuable. This is a video and some feedback of our CRS students, which you can also watch. We have many testimonials of students who have gone through our program and are now at university, business school, or already in the job market. We have some students who stay 2 years in the CP in their local school, then come join us in one of our bachelor programs and are now already working in business and help shaping industry and organizations to get on a more sustainable and more responsible pathway. One of our CRS students, bachelor graduates, and now alumni is working for Nestle in the ESG and finance department, for example. And they work in fashion, they work in hospitality, in tourism, and finance, and many other industries. As we are a business school, sustainability can be applied in many industries and is very flexible and creates many opportunities for students to enter different fields of studies. Some quotes from teachers, from IBCP coordinators, and now I would like to invite you to ask us any questions that you have in mind. And yeah, first question.
Yeah, so we're talking about 45 minutes
Live session, yes.
And how do you do the learning timetable?
We cluster the schools.
Because I saw that on
yes.
the map of the Americas were not there.
Yes, in the Americas we do not have any partner schools yet. So what we do is, before we know each school is different, we make a plan before we go into the academic year with each school, and then we see which schools we can cluster together in a global classroom that are in the same time zone, and which not, where it would not work. And also there are some schools who say, we would like you to teach to our students exclusively, and that's perfectly fine. So both ways we can deliver the program.
And then you would need a minimum number of students or
No, we don't. We start even with 1, 2, 3 students, and we develop the program from there. In our experience, if schools, we have some schools who start with small cohorts, and usually the next years they are bigger, and the cohorts they grow from there. But on the other side, also sometimes we have schools starting with 20, 25 students right away. So we have both cases. But we always run the program. For us, there is no issue in starting this partnership.
how many, because I heard from the lab sessions, I understand that we need to do all the coursework online. So how many hours a week they would need?
So it's there's 45 minutes of live session, and then roughly 3 hours in addition that they're expected to work on their project and to go through the program, through the learning material that is offered in the e-learning platform.
So a normal DP course at SL will take 150 hours over the 2 years, and an HL class will take up to 240 hours. So depending on the CRS partner, in this case I believe it's 150 per course.
The track is 150 and correspond to standard level, and the theoretical part, meaning the fundamental of sustainability, sustainable innovation, and leadership, correspond to high level, which is 240 learning hours.
Right, so the different courses fit really nicely into our schedule already. So we just schedule them in as an SL class or as an HL class, which gives them dedicated time to work on their subject material throughout the week.
Can you give some examples of, you said something called greening in finance. What is that exactly?
So green finance is a very wide topic, but just to give you one example of a project that the students worked with was with the World Wildlife Fund International, with the deputy head of sustainable finance. They worked on an analysis how the next generation, as consumers and investors, are attracted by sustainable investments. What triggers the next generation to invest into sustainable financial products? And students conducted an analysis about that and then presented their findings and their results to the World Wildlife Fund International. That was one of the projects. But sustainable and green finance has many different aspects. It's ESG funds, it's impact investment, and now banks and the financial industries is really shifting many of their assets and investments into more sustainable businesses, and that is our mission. In order, we have professors with PhDs in sustainable finance from the academic side, but also experienced industry professionals. The gentleman who was on one of the slides is the CFO of solar company in Italy, for example. So these are kind of the industry opportunities, but also project opportunities of the students.
Thank you. This was very new to us. The second is on one of the university slides. You showed a couple of universities in blue and some of them were in black fonts.
Yeah, I think.
Did it mean something?
No,
on the previous one.
No, I think that's just the preference of our marketing person who has designed those slides. Okay.
Thanks.
It's just when you read, so you can the names in evidence. If they are all black, you can read them.
Okay. Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah.
The 21 credits, what you would get after 2 years, will it come under the core elements?
Will come under the
Core elements?
up here.
Yeah.
So the core elements of the CP, those are requirements to graduate from the IB piece. So you have to do those courses. They sort of tie all the other courses together. They're not part of the 21 university credits. They're part of your high school and IB graduation requirements. Thank you for that point. Actually, I should clarify. There's actually there's three groups in this partnership. There's the career partner, the CRS partner, there's the school, and then there's the IB. So that piece there, the core, that satisfies the IB requirement for us to present an IB career-related certificate at the end of the 2 years.
And then is the 2 to 3 deep courses. Is it one lecture and 2 SF or 3 SF?
It can be 3 SL. It's up to the student. Yeah. Now, we require, of course, that the student be in class, right? So we'll have to make sure that it balances with their schedule, but it's generally up to the student whether they're SL or HL subjects.
The standard IB program right now, are the classes in person, or do they also have online classes?
Yeah, the regular IB program, the career-related program students will sit in the exact same classes as the diploma students. Is that what you mean?
For example, right now, the students will have to do online classes, like for the non-career program right now, so they're occurring like this. Are the classes in person or online?
So do you mean the diploma courses that the students are required to take, the 2 to 3 diploma courses? Sorry.
So right now we're seeing, I'm sorry, I'm still listening. So right now we're seeing,
Oh, thank you.
so the regular, are you hearing the face-to-face?
Yeah. Face-to-face. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So the DP classes, the IB classes are face-to-face. Everything is face-to-face except for for many of our CRS partners. But even still, we have a 45-minute live sort of synchronous piece as well for SUMAS once a week.
They can also come 1 week at the initial time.
say if a student takes the career-related program and then we have another student who goes through the normal program, and both are trying to apply to IBs. Now, is there any advantage or disadvantage of a person going through a career-related program versus a normal program?
It's a good question, and one that I've sort of anticipated, the idea of two equal students, one goes through the DP and one goes through the CP. Which one will be looked at more fondly by a university? Is that the question? It's a complicated question, and I don't have an answer because I don't know what the answer is. The DP is really highly regarded by universities around the world, so is the CP. They both run by the IB, they both have a really, really high standard for academic excellence. I think it would depend largely on the program and the school. But we'd be happy to have conversations with you. We'd be happy to talk to the universities on your behalf and with you about how they feel about the CP before anybody ever commit to it.
Yes, if I may say also, DP I think is more general because the three high level that they choose and the three standard level, they cover a wide range of subjects. While career-related studies, if they choose, for example, our career-related studies, they cannot apply for engineering or medicine or legal studies. They should apply to business schools or economics or geography even, because of sustainability or climate change. So they should already know. That's why we always say career-related studies students, they know what they want. And they have a specific interest, a passion for a field. And so then they should apply to a university that is similar to the CRS study that they've done. They are kind of linked to that. While the DP students is more general, because there are three high level and three standard, and they are all general. I think.
Absolutely. Again, that gets back to the point that it's for the student who knows what they want to do. So we'll go 1, 2, and then 3.
Right, just a couple of questions on the fashion management program. How long have you been implementing that one? A, and B, considering that sustainable fashion management may be a budding industry, I'm just wondering for your graduates so far, what have their career prospects been like? How easy or difficult has it been for them to find jobs? More readily available in Europe, the US, just want a sense of what your graduates have been going through job-wise.
Sorry, come again with the first question.
How long have you been doing fashion management?
How long? Yeah. We introduced the sustainable fashion programs in the 3 years ago. 3 years ago. So we keep adding programs as sustainability is entering or becoming more important in different industries. And the sustainable fashion one is quite a popular one for the bachelor, for the master MBA, but also for online master online MBA programs, and for our CRS students, because it's an industry with quite a few issues, but a lot of opportunities. And fashion brands are now coming up with more and more sustainable production methods, products that speak the language of the new consumers who are looking for more sustainable product. So it is very popular. Where some of our students are working is companies like Lululemon, but also Zalando. Yeah. Sometimes we get the question, where do SUMAS graduates work? And it's not. Some of our students they start working for sustainable entrepreneurial companies, family-sized businesses, but also large multinationals. Yeah. For us, anyone who is contributing to shaping business on a more responsible and sustainable pathways, we are proud of each and every one of those. And we have an alumni brochure that we can also share with you, where they later on work. Is amazing now, the different functions they have from operations to raw material sourcing to strategy to marketing, business development and sales, sustainability. HR departments are now building up human resource along the whole value chain of organizations and companies, people who are passionate and knowledgeable about the topic to help them achieve targets. Was there a question up there?
question. So,
Yeah.
so this is a multitude of, I think, several parents and questions. Right? So I'll try to compile. So my questions, you're kind of veering on the CP side, but more on the IB versus AP. Because I myself, as a parent, is still trying to sink in this IB system, AP system, right? So my question is, the AP has an AP exam that normalizes the education level from the students, right? For the IB, is there a normalization process, or maybe there isn't, that determines the IB of one school versus another school? You know what I'm saying? So maybe for the case here, let's say GIST versus British, or versus Venus, right? Sorry. Is there a level that says, somebody who gets a score in IB is similar to a score in IB from another school? Is there like an equalizer or normalization?
So a more general IB question in terms of how are the grades normalized across the planet for wildly different schools? So there's several different answers to that. The first one starts with the implementation of the program. So we've just completed or almost completed a self-evaluation where every year schools go through an evaluation of their own processes to make sure that they're delivering the program. So that's the front end. So every school every 5 years has to determine how their program is implemented and prove that to the IB that we're meeting their basic standards. So that's sort of uniform across the planet. The second piece is each teacher is given a guide to follow on each one of the subjects to make sure that they're covering the correct things in the correct order and coming up with the correct outcomes at the end of that course. So that's the beginning and the teaching part. Then at the end, once the students, all the students globally take the same or a similar exam depending on the time zone. They have to change slightly just in case some students don't get out before the next time zone comes in. So those are standardized across the planet as well. They then, all of those external exams, they're called, they all go to external examiners, pardon me. Like myself, I examine for psychology. So I get a raft of 200 exams from countries around the planet. I've not identified where they are, nothing tells me. I grade those anonymously, send them back in. Students are then graded and sort of averaged across the planet. If there's any challenges, a student is allowed to challenge that score the same way across the planet as well. So the teachers are, the sort of schools are delivering the same program, the teachers are delivering the same subjects, and then the exam scores are moderated at the end. Does that answer your question? Okay, great.
I was just wondering, how are you introducing this to the students at GIST? Like, can they come to, how are they going to find out about the program?
How do they find out about the program? This is the first step.
Okay.
Actually, the first step was last year, but we were very, very late in getting things going. We were officially authorized in July of this year. So it was just too late to get things running up in August. So this is the first step, getting the word out. We're going to be sort of talking about this up until and including the course and program choices that happen in February and March and New England. So tomorrow morning, Sumas, our partners, have a meeting with the counselors, and I'll be sitting with the counselors as well to sort of get the counselors very, very familiar with the program and what's on offer. We'll be talking to universities about how they feel about the programs, things like that. We'll be sharing all that information with the students as time goes on.
Okay.
It's okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, we did have a lunch today for students, yes.
Oh, okay.
Recent couple of days. Yeah.
So we are quite familiar with the IBDP because IB has been having that for a long time. But the CRS is quite new to me. I don't know about the others. How long has IB implemented this, the IBCRS? And since this is the first year, or first few months for GIS to have this, how many partner schools or unis do you have already?
How many?
Partners.
Good question. Thank you.
So how many years has the IB been doing this?
10 years.
There you go.
Because we attended the birthday party 6 weeks ago in the Hague.
But why is it not implemented in IB in a lot of IB schools?
Well, if you compare it to the diploma program, which has been around for much, much longer, and a more traditional education system, is taking a little bit longer to catch on. Universities are having to sort of look at it very, very closely, right? They want to make sure that they're getting the students out of the CP program that are quality students. So it does take some time for these things to ramp up. But I think in recent years there's been a huge explosion in the number of schools that are offering the CP. So it's not a coincidence that we're looking into this now as the program is beginning to mature and get better and stronger. So this is why we're looking into it at this point and proud to offer it at this point. And there's someone who... Oh, I missed one, didn't I? The back end of the question. What was your second question?
No. How many partner schools?
Thank you. How many partner schools? Right now we're at 4. SUMAS is one. World Academy of Sport through Federation University is another. And then we've got Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, which we're excited about. And we've got the Savannah College of Art and Design. So that's our 4. If none of those float your boat, let me know. I can look for others. If there's a pathway that I haven't identified for you, I'll be right there. One that we are looking into is with Microsoft for computer science, but we haven't got there yet.
Do you already have a picture of what kind of classes the kids, I mean, the time frame of classes the kids will have if they are taking the career-related program batches?
We do.
I mean, from 7:30 until 3.
Yeah,
Is there any example you can share with us?
Yeah. I do. I don't have it queued up ready to go, but if you send me an email, I'll absolutely send it to you.
Okay.
I do have mock-ups of student schedules of what a 10-day rotation would look like in the different CRS partners. So what it would look like if a student were part of SUMAS. But as I mentioned, the CRS partners fit their plan into the 150 hours for SL and 240 hours for HL. So it slots into our existing schedule really, really well. And there was another one. What else is there? Where are we over there?
Just as we had proper detailed information about SUMAS, will we be having in the future any of the other 4 universities or schools which you mentioned?
Yes. SUMAS was wonderful and kind enough to be here. We haven't had that yet from our other partners. SCAD was here earlier in the year, and we did offer an evening then, to students. We had none attend. So I will work on that. I'll get better communication out. But what I would like to do is I can deliver much of this information on my own. And we may have them Zoom in so they can be there sort of in the background to correct me when I'm wrong or answer questions that I can't. But we will definitely broaden this and have a more specific evening on the other offers as well. Thanks.
Let's say a student want to take a particular piece of the course as a project and not the entire 26 credit. Is it possible?
From our side, yes. If it's possible to do that with the school, or for the school, yeah.
That's a really good question. That's something I'd have to explore with Mr. Campbell, head of curriculum. That is possible from SUMAS. It is absolutely possible. I've already spoken specifically to Embry-Riddle about that as well, where a student could take 1 or 2 of the courses and get credit for it. It would be similar to our Global Online Academy, which we already offer as online education. This would simply be different because it's offered through a university. So I would have to get confirmation from the other 2 partners whether that's the case. But for SUMAS and for BRAU, that's absolutely the case. Yeah, absolutely. So getting onto the other pathways. Yes, ERAU, the Aeronautics University, has a really, really strong engineering pathway. Now, this SUMAS is themed towards sustainability, right? And, yeah, right? And Embry-Riddle is themed towards aeronautics. So you're not going to get, like, mechanical engineering there. You'll get an engineering that's related to the field of aeronautics in the same way that here you would get business that's related to the theme of sustainability. So that's our partner right now, but if you can think of a partner that you think we should chase down, I could sort of follow up and see what they have in terms of CRS availability. I can share that with you if you send me an email. I'll absolutely share that with you, sure thing. Yeah, so information about the other pathways I will share with you, absolutely. We'll have another evening like this, which is more general and geared towards the other pathways. But if you email me, I'll give you that right away. Okay. Anything else? In that case, yes, ma'am.
I think the students need to have more information about the CRS, because when I told my son I'm attending this today, he's like, I'm grade 10, and I think it's too late for me. I said, no, it's not too late. I want to check it out, so I think he needs more information dissemination to the students.
Thank you. Yes, that's good feedback. We did send out to students an invitation 2 weeks ago, and then again last week, and again reminder today for the lunch meeting that we had today, exactly doing this on a smaller level for all of our students in this room over lunch. And we had 25 students show up, but that's not as many as I would like, but I thought it was pretty good. So what we can do moving forward is we can introduce these things through our SLA program in grade 10, which will give much more specific information to the students. And Lauren, you want to say something? We do have a lot of time to yell at them, yell towards them. We've got, course selection doesn't happen until February, March, so we've got some time to get this information out. But your feedback is well received. We do need to get this out there. Anyone else? In that case, yeah.
I know for current your IB students, when they apply in universities, they use their GPA or their IB credit score. So how about the 6CP? And because I know there's a university courses, so how this credit works and the GPA works?
It's a good question. Yeah, so a question related to predicted grades, because in the diploma program we have predicted grades which count towards a total out of 45, which then the university uses to sort of rank their students partly. How will that work here is a good question. The DP courses will still get a predicted grade out of 7, each one. But the CRS partner classes, they're not run over the full 2 years. So they begin and finish a course within 5 weeks or 6 weeks or 7 weeks, depending on the partner. They then are scored and graded in those subjects. So those are closed and finished. There's no prediction required, they're done. So as they move through the program, they are finishing and those courses with grades, not predictions. Good question. Right. So I'd like to end by thanking our partners again for being here. Thank you very much. And I'd like to thank you as well. Thank you so much for coming. If you have questions that haven't been answered, or you're curious about anything, or you just like to have a cup of coffee, give me a call. All right? I'll be there. Thank you. Have a great night.